Well, I just quit my job. And you're probably asking, how and why would you quit your job, right? A little bit about my job was, a lot of people would say that it was a great paying job and there's good benefits and, it's just a steady income and all that, right? But for me, I recently heard something that I believe is so true. And the saying basically goes that you will never be more than the standard that you set yourself. Or another way of saying it is, you'll never be more than what you believe about yourself. Think about Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, or Terry Crews. You look at those guys' history in the past and what they went through to get to where they are. Like The Rock, he wouldn't be where he is today if he decided that he was gonna be working in a restaurant the rest of his life. Or Terry Crews, same thing. He never would have been in those movies if he never believed in himself to continue to keep pushing. Those guys never quit. I just knew for me that I believed in myself just as much as those guys believed in themselves. And that is why I left my job. Also, I knew for me that I just didn't see a future in that career. I looked at a bunch of different options and avenues, and I just didn't see a way that was going to be fulfilling for me and also aligning with my lifestyle, the things that I was trying to do. And I really just knew that I was just in a job that I really didn't want to be in. So what about you? I'm sure a lot of us have been in a job that we weren't feeling fulfilled or wanted to wake up and go to every day. And that's what this whole channel is about. It's about creating that future or that lifestyle, a way to make a living and enjoy it and to enjoy family and help others out. Now, I wouldn't say just go and quit your job and not be responsible, right? Like we have to do it in a smart way. Luckily for me and my wife, we have savings. And the reason why we have savings is because we basically came across Dave Ramsey. Pretty sure you heard of him. He's basically a financial guru type of guy. And he just really gives real life advice on how to be financially free and really just to take care of your finances responsibly. If you haven't checked him out, definitely check out his courses. He has an online one. I think I listened to the CD way back in the day. And basically, his first step for you is to get a rainy day savings fund. And that is exactly what we did years ago. So Crystal and I, we have a bunch of savings. And so I have the financial ability to walk away from my job. And that is the most freeing thing ever. And it's been a huge blessing. And it's exactly why he says have a savings fund. So me and my wife, we can go a couple months where I don't have to worry about what am I going to do next month or how am I going to pay the bills, because we have that rainy day savings fund. So if you haven't started that, you need to, definitely. The other thing is make sure you have a plan B. It's who you know, right? I have some really good friends and connections and past experiences that have basically given me the ability to have options, right? To pursue other things, pursue other dreams. And so definitely, I definitely don't recommend just quitting your job without having those two things in place, right? Now, quitting a job is a very bold statement. And for me, it's a bold statement, not the fact that it fulfills my ego or anything. I say it's a bold statement in the fact that, like I said, we live in a world where everybody would say that's a great job, why would you do such a thing? But for me, I just knew it wasn't where I needed to be. And really what it is for me, it's a bold statement in faith in God, that God will take care of me. Just recently, I was in this job and I wasn't feeling fulfilled. In fact, I was almost feeling like I was depressed on some days. And I started feeling or believing that God wasn't going to provide for me in the future. And I literally just had a moment where I was like, how did I get to this point where I feel like God will not take care of me in the future? But here's the thing, this is what I realized is God just talked to me that day and said, I've taken care of you up until this point. I'm going to take care of you in the future. And that was the most freeing moment I ever had. And that is what is so amazing, is God is such a good God and he loves you and he will provide for you. Now, there's this human thinking that we have, that we think that life is going to be linear, right? That we're going to go from one step to the next step and the next step, we're just going to keep working our way up. But really, guys, that's not life. Life is basically a journey, and there's going to be, you're going to move forward and you're going to move back, you're going to move forward and then you're going to move back, or maybe move forward and you move forward a couple times. What I'm saying is it's not linear. And I think a lot of people get stuck in this belief that oh, I'm not moving up at all times, then I'm failing. But really in those failures is where you're gonna learn the most, you're gonna grow the most. And I'd say for me, I was in this career where I was definitely getting better at the career I was doing, but I wasn't growing inside like I wanted to. That was also part of the reason why I left, because I just didn't see the fulfillment and the growth in myself like I was wanting to. And so guys, that's really it. So the question I have for you is, what standard do you set for yourself? For me, I've always set a really high standard. I've always have believed in myself to doing really great things, and you gotta be careful with that, because that can also set you up for failure. And you also have to understand when the failure or the setback does come, that is not a life-blowing situation. That just means you just have to learn and adapt and try it again, right? And so just like The Rock or Terry Crews, those guys never quit. They kept pursuing it. They kept believing in themselves. And that's my question for you. How do you see yourself? How do you believe in yourself? And what steps are you taking to achieve those goals, those accomplishments? Maybe it's in fitness, or maybe it's in business, maybe it's in, who knows, guys, your finances. So those are the questions that you should be asking yourselves, and really sit down and ask yourself, where am I today? What am I doing? And where am I trying to go? So guys, this is just a real talk vlog today. Just had some big life experiences going on in my life. I just had a baby recently. I just quit my job, lining out the next part of my future. Me and my wife, we do have a photography business, which we're trying to ramp up even more right now, since the fact that I just left my job. I definitely don't think it's gonna be one of those things that's gonna completely replace it, but it's definitely gonna help. And so guys, I'm curious to know like what you think and where you're at in your life and what's going on in your situation. And really, we live in a world that makes it seem like it's scary to leave a job. Crystal and I, we actually moved to Maui. We quit our jobs, we quit basically everything, we sold everything. Me and my wife, we moved to Maui with no jobs. We got over there, we found jobs. Once again, going back to about how trusting in God, He'll take care of you. Well, he definitely did when we moved to the island of Maui, and it was an amazing time, amazing experience. And we loved every bit of it. So I think the world really does portray that it's a scary thing, and that we have to live a certain way, and we have to have a certain type of retirement, we have to have a certain type of cash flow and all this thing. But really, there's a lot more you can do than you realize, and it's not nearly as scary as you think it is. That's it. I'm getting rained on now. So with that, have an awesome day, and we'll see you in the next one. If you haven't already, if you'd like to see more videos like this, please like, subscribe, comment. I love seeing the comments, and I appreciate all my subscribers. You guys are awesome. Appreciate the support, and we'll see you in the next one. Later.